Hi, my name is Joe Kane, 184 Swedish Drive, Battle Creek, Michigan. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Michigan Medical Marijuana Association. The City Council of ColdWater finds itself prepared to engage itself in a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit and tens of thousands of man-hours defending itself for two reasons. The police have had to respond to two I smell marijuana smoke calls, and to try to make compassionate and innocent people to come under control of a local government that has shown itself to be heartless and cruel to medical marijuana patients and caregivers. In essence, you're asking the Christians to feed themselves to the lions. I still find your use of God in this ordinance offensive. This is a clear violation of church and state, and you will be sued for it. You should be ashamed, and any church that supports such language, whose target is the sickest people in the state, should also be ashamed. The really bad news is, even against all logic and reason, if you should decide to pass this poorly thought out ordinance, we will have this ordinance overturned. We will immediately seek injunctive relief, and we will sue the city and all the commissioners that vote yea for violation of the Michigan Right to Farm Act, the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act, and we will file as many HIPAA complaints as possible. Within the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act, it is a criminal offense to cause patient-protected information to be released. It is also a federal offense. You as a city do not have the authority to regulate farming in the state of Michigan, even if it is next door to the mayor, because of the Michigan Right to Farm Act. This has been upheld in the Michigan Supreme Court in multiple cases, two of which are Matias versus the city of Troy, Shelby versus Potash. Marijuana is a legal crop for caregivers, as long as caregivers stay within generally accepted agricultural management practices, which we all do. We use dirt and hydroponics and lights. And here's an excerpt, and this is the law. Beginning June 1st, 2000, except as otherwise provided in this section, it is expressed legislative intent that this act preempt any local ordinance, regulation, or resolution that purports to extend or revise in any manner the provisions of this act or generally accepted agricultural and management practices developed under this act, except as otherwise provided in this section. A local unit of government shall not enact, maintain, or enforce any ordinance, regulation, or resolution that conflicts in any manner with this act or generally accepted agricultural and management practices under this act. And I've got the actual act here. And what it basically says is you, as a city council, cannot make any ordinances restricting a person's right to farm, even in a residential area. And that's been upheld in the Supreme Court. Recovery of costs and expenses is part of the Michigan Right to Farm Act. And any nuisance act involved in which farm or farm operation is alleged to be a nuisance, if the defendant farm or farm operation fails, the farm or farm operation may recover from the plaintiff the actual amount of costs and expenses determined by the court have been reasonably incurred by the farm or farm operation in connection with the defense of any action, together with reasonable and actual attorney fees. We have 4 attorneys, and they're expensive. I spent 5 hours on the phone talking about this ordinance this weekend. The Michigan Medical Marijuana Act is part of the Constitution of the state of Michigan. No place in that law does it give you the right to regulate anything. Your complaint so far from your police chief is 2 calls because of the smell of marijuana. His complaints about making his job tougher are not founded in the law or in civil rights of the people. I'm sure pretty much the same claim was made in Birmingham, Alabama, when they were turning the dogs loose on children. That's civil rights are civil rights. Once it's granted by the people, you can't take it away. You can't manipulate them. You can't legislate them away. We're going to make sure of it because we're going to have to get court if you do. Our relationship does not have to be adversarial. I offered to help out the zoning board the last time I was here. We offered to use attorneys, our time. Nobody ever contacted us. Nobody ever contacted us. We're working right now with county and county to come up with a set of ordinances that work for the county and for the people. And we would gladly send the same resources. If we find ourselves here, we're going to do it about tonight. I'm offering to help again. The one thing that will always be off the table is any alteration of the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act and its protection of its primary participants, patients and caregivers, or any restriction on compassion clubs because of First Amendment rights. We had a compassion club in Brandon County, which fell down now. And that doesn't make us very happy because they were just practicing their right of First Amendment by gathering the sick people to help other sick people. That's all they were doing. Just made it impossible for them to stay there, and that's.
Sir, I'm sorry, but your time is up. Would you like an extension?
Yes, sir.
I entertain a motion for an extension of 3 minutes according to council policy. And anyone in the council would like to make that motion? Second. Moved and supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. It's carried. You have an additional 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you, sir. I will do them all. Because an elected official doesn't like part of the Constitution, it doesn't give them the right to undermine that part of the Constitution. It is great leaders that humble themselves before the will of the people and does not seek to rule with tyranny. Medical marijuana is here to stay. It's not going to go away. And as a matter of fact, if you should pass this ordinance tonight, we're going to advise every single patient caregiver to spray it. Civil disobedience. It's a common practice in this country. We're also going to defend them all the way to the Supreme Court if we have to, because we believe that strongly this ordinance is flawed. That it places an extraordinary burden on caregivers, those who provide they're trying to help sick people. I'm a caregiver myself. I don't make any money off of it. Not a dime. I lose money. I had to work out a deal with the electric company, pay my electric bill. I've got a lot of SSI patients. You're going to find the first thing that happens when you get sick is you lose all your money and your friends. We don't need government on us too. We need you to understand that we're sick. You look out in our crowd tonight, what you'll see is you don't see drug addicts. You don't see stoners or anything else. What you see is sick people trying to find relief from medical marijuana. We'll help in any way we can to address every single concern that you have. And we'll do it reasonably. And we'll work with you hand in hand. It's important, though, that we not pass an ordinance that's going to put us in court because we do have good attorneys. All of our attorneys out of before, and we're going to ask the ACLU to enter. They have entered already into 2 townships right now. They're working with those townships to try to keep them so. We will ask for ACLU involvement if this ordinance should pass. We don't want to. We'd rather work with it. We'd rather sit down and talk, and let's work out an ordinance that we all can live with. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else like to address the council at this time? Name and